have an open mind tonight. I don't know how this is all going to go. But all right, so I explained everything before. We're kind of doing like a little bit of a one shot, or kind of taking a step away from the main campaign. So this isn't your regular characters tonight. You guys all got the information, shared, created characters, shared it back with me. So a couple kind of like ground rules of this session. Like I said before, there's not going to be a lot of maps and tokens and stuff like that. This will be a lot of theater of the mind and just kind of talking through stuff. There's going to be a lot of sort of role play situations that you guys can just kind of run with, and you can make shit up, right? So if we're talking about doing something at the Abbey or whatever, you can assume that this is like a full-fledged Abbey, church, hospital type of thing, full appointments and staff and whatever. You can make general assumptions. Like if you're like, hey, I'm going to run down to the cellar and grab a bottle of wine, we can assume that that exists, stuff like that. So when you're in role-playing situations and challenges, you can kind of elaborate as much or as little as you want to. I'm probably going to send things to some of you throughout the session on Discord, just pieces of information. So make sure you have Discord open and you're looking at that. When I send it to you, if you could just kind of give me like a thumbs up or I got it, so that I know you received the message. But if you ask me questions and stuff, I'm multitasking so much, I might not see it and be able to respond to you. It's not that I'm ignoring you. I'm just got a lot I'm juggling. So, and then we already talked about dice rolling. Kind of just do whatever you want. All right. So, here we go. All right. So here's the deal. So you guys all live in Kresk, as I explained in the kind of preview stuff. Some of you might know each other and maybe even work together. And you'll find that out pretty soon. And some of you may just know each other, like recognize each other in passing, kind of walking around, but have never actually met. But either way, one thing that you have in common, it'll come clear pretty soon. So let me take us to our page that we'll use here today. I'm going to be watching your stream, Adam, to make sure I got stuff set up right. Okay.
Can you sorry, not to interrupt. Can you send images on Roll20 like in the chat? Is that a thing? Or is it just like links and text and stuff? Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you can send media and files, but you can try it.
No, it's cool.
But the one thing that you have in common is that there's a big feast planned tonight, and you all have some role in making sure that it goes smoothly. Bishop Markovia, who is the current head of Kresk Abbey and an influential cleric, has assembled a strike force of some of the best warriors and brightest magic wielders in the lands. She intends to march on Castle Ravenloft and put a permanent end to the tyranny and oppression of the Dark Lord ruler of these lands, Strahd von Zarovich. In order to send the war party on its way properly, Bishop Markovia has requested this feast so that her soldiers will be well fed and that she can invoke proper blessings and hopefully secure the favor of the Morning Lord for the battle ahead. So we're going to roll right into like a skill challenge type of thing. It's going to also be a way to sort of introduce our players and stuff. So hopefully you'll see how this goes. So we're going to start with our kitchen steward, Ms. Holga Ansel. I'm going to be doing some things on the screen here. Let me see. So I have a lot of
French fries. Oh, tell me about those French fries. Sorry.
Hold on one second. All right.
You muted well.
Wendy's.
Oh, my man.
Dipped in honey mustard.
Ooh, she's
my man right there. That's it.
All right. So
that's Holga.
That is Holga.
Oh,
tell him Marge sent you.
So Holga, please describe yourself and what you're doing to prepare for the festival. You can elaborate on your character and the meal that you're preparing. But there are a few specific items that Bishop Markovia has requested for the meal. And I'll explain that after you kind of just get the bases done here.
Okay, so Olga is an older lady, and she runs the kitchen. She kind of has the latrine from Robin Hood kind of feel to her. She's older and she's kind of salty and she's kind of brash, and she is currently cooking some sort of stew and probably salting the ever-living fuck out of it. There may or may not be some ashes that are getting into it from her little pipe, but that's what she's doing to prepare.
All right. So a couple of the special requests that let me see, where did I put all this stuff? So the special request that Bishop Markovia had asked is she wants to make sure that you have all the dishes spot clean, no dirt and grime and stuff. She doesn't want anyone getting sick. She wants to make sure that you find the freshest beef in Kresk and get a cut of roast so that you can make a special sort of steak or roast for Markovia and her guards. And she wants the freshest turnips for the stew that you can get out of the garden. Fortunately, you have some kitchen staff who can help you, and I think it'll be obvious who can help you. So the way your challenge will go, Holga, is you need to commission these three people that work for you to go do what we just said, and depending on how well they do, will affect how well you can prepare this meal.
Okay. So would this be like sending out what is it, my prep cook for the turnips?
Or the gardener.
Or the gardener.
Maybe. Yeah. The prep cook.
I thought I had a dishwasher, right?
Those you have a dishwasher?
That work for me.
Oh yeah, and I'm sorry, you have one more. I might not have mentioned. So you have a dishwasher, you have the prep cook, who's also like your butcher and meat expert, and then you have a gardener.
Okay, so obviously I'd send the gardener out for the turnips. I'd send the meat specialist out for the roast, and then I'd send out the dishwasher for what was the last thing?
Cleaning up the dishes.
Cleaning up the dishes. Perfect.
Yeah. So go ahead. You can call your people in, whoever you want to call in first, and talk to them and tell them what to do, and then we'll maybe flip over to them.
Sure. So I think she would probably call the gardener in first.
Okay. And what is his name again?
No, if that was given to me.
Okay, I might have forgotten to give you. So your gardener is Virgil Gumboots.
Ah. Virgil!
Virgil, get in here.
What is it, Olga?
Virgil, we need turnips.
Turnips.
I need you to go out and get turnips for me.
Can you do some other taproots like carrots, maybe?
No, specifically turnips. Don't fuck this up.
Tell her to use parsnips.
Turnips.
We're not using parsnips, Porgus. Shut your fat fucking mouth.
All right.
Oh my God.
Oh my god.
They ain't right. That's all. The turnips just ain't right. But I'll get them. I'll get you some turnips. How many turnips do you need?
Just go out and get as many as you can find.
Oh
All
my
right.
god.
All right.
Holga, you think that if you get 10 good ones, that'll be enough to make the stew?
Bring me back at least 10 of those. Nice big plump ones.
All right. I'm on it. Just keep her lit.
Tell her we got parsnips.
Shut your fat mouth. You're just like a clattering of pans and dishes from her like hitting stuff with her spoon.
Virgil moseys out. He just kind of slinks out. Go get some turnips.
All right. So you want to head out to where are you going to head?
The gardens outside of the abbey. There's some areas that basically we have plowed for various different vegetables.
All right, and yeah, you make it out to the vegetable garden, which isn't too far outside of the abbey, or it's inside of the abbey. And there's a couple of scarecrows there that you guys keep to kind of keep things out. Birds mostly stay away, but today, when you get there, there are fucking rabbits everywhere, just running around the field, digging up turnips. Some of them are running off with them. And you scan it real quickly, and actually make a perception check, which would be so our checks are going to be a little different too. So that's a wisdom check. We don't have you as level 0 characters. Basically, you're not even fully level 1. You don't have a full set of like proficiencies and skills and stuff. But so we'll go by the book.
Just a wisdom.
Yeah. So that'll be your wisdom save. Or your wisdom modifier.
2.
Two total roll?
I didn't add a modifier. Let's see here. I'm sorry. 3.
That's way better.
Yeah.
So you're not sure. You're so angry at all these rabbits running around your garden that you can't even tell how many there are, where they're at, which turnips are still good. What do you want to do? You can do whatever you want to try to get turnips.
All right, I'm gonna pull out Fortine, which is the name of my pitchfork, and Fortine, and I'm gonna go after those fur balls.
All right, they're running at you.
Good.
Yeah, go ahead and make attack rolls. Now, each time you miss one, each time you swing, you may scare away a couple. They're going to run from your swinging Fortine. So go ahead and start rolling attacks, and I'll keep track of how many you stab and how many run away.
Okay. Now with this, am I using is this a dex modifier or a strength modifier for this?
I think on your sheet it has your +3 to hit.
Oh, okay. 16.
So that must have used. I don't know what it's using, to be honest with you. Dex maybe plus something else. Okay, so 16. Yeah. Okay, got it. So you stab one bunny, stab it right in the back, and it spits out a turnip.
Oh, okay, nice. Do I just keep going?
Yeah, hold on a second. But when you do that, two flee.
That dog will hunt.
Who's having Mists of Pandaria PTSD right now?
I was about to text Adam.
Oh my god. Sorry, I wasn't here, but I was listening.
I was just about to text Adam.
Just call me Farmer Radgast.
All right, hammer down. 11, 14.
All right, you kill another bunny and 2 flee, but you get another turnip. So you got 2 turnips now.
We're on pretty decent. 16.
16. All right, that's another turnip, but 2 more flee. So now there's about 17 rabbits running around.
Damn. Okay, I'm gonna I'll just add a couple things. I'll start screaming when I'm attacking too, just to get some added, fear. Scat cat.
Full time. Where's full time?
11.
That's a hit. So you kill another bunny, get another turnip, 2 more flee. So there's let's see, there's 15 rabbits running around, and you've got 4 turnips in your hand.
Crit. 23.
So this time you stab through the bunny. It coughs up the turnip, and then when you pick Fortine back up out of the ground, you actually stabbed through the dirt and grabbed another turnip that was under the ground. Just happened to be in the exact spot.
Nice.
So you got 6 turnips now.
Darn tootin'. 17. 17.
17. That's another one. Let's see, 2 more fleas. So you're down to, so there's only about 8 bunnies running around. Okay. And you've got 7 of your 10 turnips.
And keep swinging. Look at this. Another crit.
All right.
Hey y'all, look at that.
All right, I'll give you 2 more for that. This bunny happened to have 2 in its mouth, so you're up to 9. You can just finish this out with just another.
Is a 10 hit?
A 10 is exactly what you needed.
All right. That my 10th turnip then?
Yep, you actually get a couple extra. These bunnies are absolutely terrified of this camouflage skinny farmer running around stabbing at everybody. That the rest of them sort of scatter.
Grab them rabbits by the nape and throw them in a bag, and I bring them with me.
All right.
Ain't gonna.
Yeah. So you also have a good few pounds of rabbit meat.
Okay.
So we'll make note of that. Could come into play. What do you do next?
I'm gonna head back double time to Holga before she gets her britches and it.
Oh, tell me about it.
All right. So Holga, the gardener comes back with a huge sack of fresh turnips, and even brought back a little bit of some fresh rabbit meat. Maybe you could make use of.
I feel like Holga would kind of go through the parsnips in the bag to kind of inspect them and make sure that there aren't any like rotten ones, or that he wasn't being lazy off in the field or anything like that, and just put some some stuff in the bottom to weight it. And once she's kind of satisfied, she notes that there are a few with bite marks, and she kind of like casts him a shitty look. But then she like nods her approval, and she turns to Felix and she kind of scratches the back of her neck, and she looks at the ground. She goes, Can you just make sure the dishes are sparkling? Felix.
So, sorry, my computer wigged out. So Felix comes in, and he's rocking.
Hold on, let me find something. Let me get your. All right. So do you want to go ahead, Will, and you tell me when you want me to show your character and stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. So Felix rolls in. My prop left me. Winston ran away, but he comes in and got this little dog with him, little Boston Terrier Frenchie mix that follows him around everywhere, and he's rocking a really nice tuxedo. He looks like he's ready to hit the town always. Older guy. I mean, this guy's pretty old. He's in 70s or 80s. And he just kind of rolls in and says, Holga, hey, what's good? What's cracking?
Oh, we've got a big shindig tonight, and you gotta wash all those dishes. Make it look real nice.
Oh, all right. I can wash them right up. I'm on it.
All right. So here is. Oh, sorry.
What did you need? What did you need? What did you need, Holga?
You just do what you do and wash the dishes, Felix. Please, just wash the dishes, Felix.
You need me to wash the dishes? Okay.
The dishes, Felix.
All right. Yeah. All right. Come on, Coldwater. Come on.
All right. So Felix Rustlehoof enters with his dog Coldwater and gets his instructions. So we'll show Felix. I'm sorry, I didn't. This ain't my idea. So
I have a lot of things I want to say, but I'm gonna not say them.
Oh god!
I usually get a visceral reaction when I see that picture.
Oh, that's amazing. That's the best.
Alex
thing
Russell up.
That's really good. I don't care.
Dishwasher
It's
in chief.
awesome. Love it.
all right. So Felix, you and Coldwater have a lot of work to do. So you go back into the kitchen, and there's just a pile of dishes. In fact, like a bunch of the elite guards who kind of think they're like, the shit around the Abbey because they work for Markovia. They raided the kitchen last night, ate a bunch of shit, ate a bunch of crap, and just left dishes everywhere. So it's quite a mountain of stuff. So
Got red pilled too, probably.
Oh, red pill.
oh. So yeah, Felix, how do you want to dishwasher in chief? How do you want to take care of this?
Do you want to check with your redheaded assistant?
I'm the only one in the kitchen, right? I'm the only one. What's that?
Do you want to check with your redheaded assistant to see like what you're allowed to do or say, or?
I'll circle back to you on that.
Circle back.
Yeah, the kitchen, like the washing area, is kind of like your space. No one else goes back there.
So yeah, Felix approaches the stack of dishes, and I'm assuming I have like a tub of water. There's no running water, right? I have like a, and
well, you tell
bring
me
the dishes over.
You're the kitchen.
So yeah, I mean,
tell me what the Abbey has.
Yeah, there's no running water here, so I had one of the servant boys go get some fresh water, warm it up. But it's kind of cold now. It's gotten cold since sitting there. So Felix grabs the top dish, actually the top stack, and he moves towards the water. But then he actually goes past it, and he goes down over to the floor, and he sets down all the plates on the floor, and cold water runs over and starts licking them clean. And then Felix takes the top dish and starts washing it in the tub of water. He washes it, and he brings it out, and then he kind of like shakes his head, and he washes it again, and then cakes it, and then he washes it again, and then he sets it.
Oh boy!
Down next to him and looks down. Plates look pretty clean. Cold Water's done a pretty good job cleaning the dishes. Picks those up and stacks them on top of the dish he just cleaned, and then he does that again and again.
Oh, fuck me.
Hey, in character, you guys don't know this, and you're eating off these plates, so.
Oh, good.
All right. So it's even with your system and your assistant, it's a little bit of a laborious chore. So I'm going to have you make a Constitution ability check.
Okay.
And since Coldwater's helping you,
okay,
you can roll with advantage.
Okay.
I think it's funny so far that of the three characters we met, so far everybody seems a little off.
We're talking about Barovians, right? So.
Right.
All right. So I just rolled an D20. What did I roll here?
Let's see it.
So I rolled an 18 plus, I don't know what my Constitution is. Let me pull that up. So do I have like a +1 to Constitution?
Let me see. I got your sheets up here.
So either 18 or 19.
Yep, you have a +1. 19.
So 19.
Either way, you're able to like just plow through it. Even though you get stuck in a mental loop a couple times and rewash the same dishes, cold water is a huge help. And you plow through the whole pile. Yeah. So you get it done a little bit quicker than maybe Holga would have even thought, and I don't know what you want to do next, Will.
Yep. And for the record, I actually did not make this character in mind of like being Joe Biden. I literally made this character, and then I Googled old man dementia. Picture.
No. First picture, probably.
I clicked on images, and that was the first one. I was like,
that's too funny.
So this
Such
is not
a perfect picture too.
Coincidence. So anyway, where am I from there? Like I'm cleaning the dishes, and I get it done.
The dishes are done. You should probably, I don't know, report back to Holga.
Okay, so I kind of waddle back out. He's actually not. He moves pretty good for an old fella. And
because he got the
so
Pfizer.
he's not climbing steps into Air Force One. He's fine.
Oh. He got that booster shot.
He's feeling himself, right?
Holga, what'd you ask me to do?
Olga just kind of looks at him, and she walks back to the dish area and peeks her head back there and sees all the sparkling dishes. And she kind of sighs to herself and she says, "Go to lunch. Go to lunch."
All right. Thanks, Holga. He goes off in his perfect tux.
He doesn't even know where he's going. He's just going.
Off into the sunset by himself. There he goes.
You got it, Jack.
I just love that the dishwasher is like so dressed up. It's just
Cold water.
Who's the best at scrubbing the dishes?
All right. So, Holga, what would you like to do next?
Well, I guess that just leaves Torgus. Torgus, I need you to go get me a cut of beef.
Yes, Holga. What would you like me to do, Holga? Yes, what would you like?
I need you to go into town, get a cut of beef.
A cut of beef. What kind of beef would you like, Holga?
Oh my god.
Tell me when to show Torgus? So
Go ahead.
Yeah, all right. So Holga knows what he looks like, and so here is Torgus.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Torgus, get your hands off your kitty. Go into town, get some beef.
I'm sorry, Holga. I'm sorry. What kind of beef would you like, Holga?
One for a pot roast.
Oh, you like my meat, right, Holga? Don't you love my meat? You love when I
get my kitchen. Get the fuck out of my kitchen. And she kind of like points at the door.
Yes, Miss Holga. Yes. Torgus Bifflebottom is a 47-year-old eunuch.
Oh man.
Dan, can I give them like the backstory?
I would leave some of that. I would leave some of the backstory and all of you. I mean, that's not to you directly, Matt, but some of you, some of your backstory might be more interesting. So maybe your description and what you're doing right now is better, and then some of the other things, as we go.
So he's a eunuch. He works at the Abbey as a chef. He's a cook. So he cooks at the Abbey. Torgus Bifflebottom, he's chubby. He's got a haircut like the friar from Robin Hood, or like friars from the Middle Ages. He wears bifocals, so if you could picture really thick, like frames. Clean shaven. Terrible breath, horrible breath. Just smells rotted. He's got probably a rotted tooth.
Probably got an abscess or something.
Yeah, and his clothes smell of body odor and mothballs. And he collects his toenails in a mason jar in his room.
That's horrifying.
Actually qualifies as backstory, so can we strike that one from the record?
Yeah, all right. So his favorite foods are pig's feet and pickled beets.
What's his favorite ice cream?
Chopped onion ice cream. They combine it with chopped onion.
Oh God!
Barovia only has Ruggles ice cream.
Is that Ohio ice cream?
That's terrible ice cream.
It's terrible.
It ain't no Honey Hut, right?
No, definitely not.
So she sends Torgus to get meat. What kind of meat did she want? Oh, Helga, what meat was that? I'm sorry, Helga.
Or a pot roast, just a cut of roast.
A pot roast. Okay, thank you, Helga. I'll go there now.
So Torgus, you know all the farms in town, and you know one in particular that kind of raises the best cows.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna head there.
Okay. So you get to a farm. Sorry, somebody want to say something?
No. Good.
So you get to a farm, and it's there's a bunch of farmsteads throughout the village, and this one's a little bit of a nicer one, and the cows out back are really healthy. So you walk up to the front door.
Yes, and I knock. I knock on the door.
The door opens, and the farmer looks out. It's about midday now. You guys have about it's more mid-morning. You guys have about 6-7 hours before the feast in the evening. But the farmer opens the door, and he looks out at you, and then he looks at you for a second. And he stares right at you, and he goes, "The fuck do you want?"
Hi. Oh, hello. Good afternoon. I'm from the Abbey. I'm a chef at the Abbey. I'd like to see if you have some beautiful meats. Do you have meats? I need meats. So nice to meet you. Do you have meats? I'm Torgus, by the way.
He goes, "I fucking know who you are. I caught you peeping at my daughter years ago."
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was a young man. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Oh, Lord, please forgive me. I'm here to collect some meat for the Abbey. We have a
meat. I'm sure you want meat here.
I love
pervert.
Oh, okay. Please, sir, I need some meat for our feast tonight at the Abbey. Boss lady Helga sent me here. I would like to. Can I have some meats, please?
Go ahead and make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Oh shit!
And I have to look all this shit up because I don't remember. Persuasion is charisma, so that's your charisma modifier.
A bunch of things just fell off my desk. Okay. Charisma with disadvantage. Oh, okay. Here we go. This is gonna be good. -1. Oh god.
-1 with disadvantage.
Oh,
You're like Deckard, dude.
Okay, so I got a 3 and a 4, which is really a 2 and a 3, so I got a 2.
Guy looks at you, he goes, "I don't care if the fucking Morning Lord was standing right next to you telling me to give you some meat. You get the fuck out of here."
You shouldn't be so fucking mean to Torgus, but I'm leaving.
And he slams the door. Or the void that was his crutch.
Oh,
yeah,
void.
Right.
So itchy.
The cavern.
Did I tell you how I was cut?
He threw it in the fire, and I heard it sizzle.
He cut me and threw it in the fire. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So, what are you gonna do?
So that guy closes the door, right?
Mm-hmm. And you hear him yelling to his wife. He goes, "You wouldn't believe who the fuck just had the gall to show up here." And then they trail off as you kind of walk away.
Oh, fuck that guy. He was such a dick. Oh, I was watching his pretty little daughter. Oh, and I'll do it again. Nobody respects me the way they should.
All right, I'm giving you inspiration. for playing your character. So you mark it down. You have inspiration, so you can
All
roll.
right.
You can roll. What's inspiration? An extra D8? I always forget. I make
All
up
right,
these
nice.
rolls. And I don't
I'll
know
catch
how
up to
do it.
Sal's extra 26 inspiration dice that he gets.
I think
You
I
get
had
a
like
lot of
one. I had like 1 or 2.
You've gotten like 2. Nice, thank you.
Yeah, so you get to roll advantage. You can use that to roll advantage when you otherwise wouldn't have it.
Awesome.
Yep. But you don't have any meat. What are you gonna do next?
I'm gonna sneak back to the fucking back, find the cow.
All right. Make a stealth check, which is dexterity.
Got really great fucking stats on this guy.
You'll appreciate having level whatever 10 characters that you are.
Boom.
Oh, you didn't have to roll advantage or disadvantage here. So.
Oh, I thought you. I'm sorry. I thought you said.
Did I say that? I just said roll a stealth check. Now, if you wanted to use your inspiration, I'd take your top roll here, or otherwise just re-roll a single die.
Let's just do that. We'll keep it clean. Keep what I just did. That's fine. So I'll use my inspiration die with that. We'll take the 14. I'll take the 14.
Yep, you are actually able to. This guy is so distracted and enraged that you showed up at his door. He's still spouting off at his wife, and I can't believe it. And so you're able to like sneak around the back, and now you're standing right next to this cow. Let's see, what do you have? You have a mace.
This guy has a mace.
You have a mace.
I do see I have some like cantrips.
Yeah, dude, you can do whatever you want.
All right, fuck it. Here we go. So I have this thing called Sacred Flame.
All right.
Oh, so I start stroking the cow. Oh,
Like
hey.
Kobe beef? Is that what they do with it?
Yeah. Oh, hey, Alex. How are you, Alex? Oh, yeah, Alex. How are you? I'm Torgus. Nice to meet you. And I rub under his chin, or her chin. He's a cow. So I run under her chin. Oh, you're a pretty cow. So big, so big. And then I cast Sacred Flame on it. So you target one creature you can see. The target must succeed on a DC 11 Dexterity saving throw, or take 1d8 radiant damage. The target gains no benefit from cover for the saving throw.
Okay. Let's see. The target must make a Dex saving throw. Okay.
Of 11. And you're a cow, so.
He got a 15.
Well.
So okay. So I guess you cast the spell, and the cow kind of shudders a little bit, and the outline of it glows, and then it just goes moo.
All right, so then I just try and bludgeon it.
Make another stealth check real quick.
Oh, fuck me.
You're good. Farmer's still so preoccupied he didn't even notice. All right, you smash this thing with the mace. Go ahead and roll an attack.
Oh my god, this is
I just have this horrible visual of this Torgus guy with this crazy bowl cut just out there in the field just bashing this cow.
Is anybody else getting like a Mice and Men feel, Lenny?
Oh,
Yeah.
The rabbit.
Except he's not accidentally hurting the animal, he is destroying it.
17, is that it?
Oh yeah, so you clobber this cow right over the head and its eyes go out the side and it goes. All right, make a damage roll.
Oh my god, okay. Three.
You get a. Oh, that's with your +1 on it.
Yeah, D6 +1. Yeah.
All right, so it's not enough to kill it. It's just enough to fucking like crack its skull so it like falls to its side and it's laying on the ground. It's like mooing really loud now. Make another stealth check, and this time he's gonna have advantage.
This is where it ends, boys.
Yeah, you better roll really well.
Oh!
All right, so he rolled an 18.
Oh
He
my
rolled an
god.
18. So when you hear so the cow like moves that one time it like was then the shouting inside stops for a second, like they're listening. They don't hear another moo, and they just keep they resume their yelling. So now this cow is like almost dead on the ground.
I fucking bludgeon it one more time.
All right, you can roll with advantage because it's prone.
I cannot believe you just crit.
That's fucking unreal.
Yeah.
I love it though.
You can roll. Well, you roll advantage, so you can roll it again because that actually literally would have missed a cow laying on the ground. If anybody could. Okay, so this. Go ahead and roll your damage again.
6 damage, baby. Oh,
2.
you get an air.
So no, that is just enough with the modifier. So you bring your mace down, and its head just like this thunking noise, and then all the noise it's making kind of stops, and its body's twitching a little bit, but its head is just a bloody mess of smashed brains. So there's a dead cow in front of you.
I guess I have. Oh, I guess I can't carry it. So I run back to the front door
Of the farmer's house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Love it.
And I knock.
Do you have a knife? Okay. So he comes to the door and he opens it and he goes, "The fuck are you still doing here?" He goes, "Helga, give me my pitchfork."
I need to speak to you very importantly about something very urgent. May I please come in?
Absolutely not.
All right. So I take my mace out and I hit him.
All right, make an attack.
Oh my god, this has derailed. This has fucking derailed.
I don't know what to do.
All right. Yeah,
Torgus is gonna be dead in 60 seconds.
I got the hot rolls. I gotta keep going.
Yeah. No, this is so good. Keep doing this. We're all getting red pilled here. All right, that was a hit. That was a hit. So he's like, when he says like, you're like, "Come on, I gotta tell you something," and he goes, "Get the fuck out of here!" You just bring this mace out from behind you. He didn't even see it in your hand, and you just smash him in the head, and his head just goes almost spins 180. Make your damage roll.
Yes. Okay.
I've never enjoyed D&D more in my entire life.
Oh no! You shouldn't have fucking messed your Torgus.
We should do this every week.
Oh my god.
All right, his eyes roll back, blood splits out. His eyes roll back in his head, and he falls to the ground. He's bleeding out, unconscious.
Is there a butcher knife available?
Yeah, he's got a pretty well-appointed like kitchen area. You hear this woman in the background go, "Simon, are you settled down now? God damn it. Stop bitching about that old pervert. It's years ago."
I do my best to imitate his voice, and I say, "Yeah, everything's fine."
Right. Roll a deception check, which is charisma.
All right.
Oh god.
I got the hot hand.
She didn't roll. All right.
God, dude, calm
She
down.
goes, you hear her yell back. She goes, "All right. And this guy's dying in front of you. All his nice, well-appointed kitchen is behind you. You find a nice carving knife.
Yeah. So before I do the carving knife, I want to take. What do I have? A mace.
Yeah.
I want to sodomize the guy on the phone. No, I'm just kidding. Oh my god. I'm just kidding. That's weird.
Like, I'm going to take inspiration away from you.
Yeah,
You can't
right,
unknow
no, okay.
that.
So I get the butcher knife and I run towards the cow as fast as I can.
Okay.
But he
All right,
does
now-
it. He does it calmly, like he's way too comfortable with everything that's happening. like you are way too nonchalant about this.
Yeah, like you're
A
just going through the
Frankenstein power walk.
Yeah.
That's good.
All right, you make a survival check, which is wisdom with advantage because you're trained, so you can roll 2.
17.
All right, you expertly butcher this cow. You get to the prime rib meat, extract it. It even get rid of the excess blood and stuff from it, and pull a nice butcher-ready cut of meat out of this cow. You leave the cow and the laying in the field, and the guy laying in his family room or in his foyer.
They're gonna know I'm from the Abbey. So I'll try and burn.
That's up to you.
Can I burn the house down?
Oh,
Is that an option?
oh.
Sacred flame? No, that's a
I love
creature.
He's just going full murder hobo.
Yeah, and that's sacred flame's more like a divine, like berry fire. It's not. It won't catch real.
Are there any fire sources that I could use?
In there? It would be reasonable that in their house they have some tinder box, flint type of stuff, to light a fire. Or they may even have a fire going. It would be reasonable to say they had a stove or a fire going in their home.
Yeah, I'll try and light the house on fire.
If this were Fable, this would be when your character officially starts looking like he's wearing eyeliner.
Mass Effect, your face starts cracking.
Oh yes, just red lines everywhere.
Yeah. Didn't you get horns in Fable too? Didn't you
Yeah,
start
we
sprouting
did.
horns?
Yeah.
So go ahead and well, explain to me how you were going to burn this house down. So they have a fire. They have a fire.
Just
going
get a
on.
piece of cloth, wood, and just get flames on it, and just get it into the room with wood, fire, flames, catch thing.
All right.
Do
Do another survival check,
I can't.
Which
This
is-
is Greg. I got you.
which is
I gotta
wisdom.
mute.
I got the hot hand tonight. All right, okay, that's a 9. I get advantage. You said right? You don't know.
Yeah, no. So that's just
okay,
enough. Oh,
Sorry,
I didn't say advantage, but if you want to
No.
use your,
I already used
your
it.
inspiration.
No,
Yeah,
it's
no.
9.
Sorry.
It's
So
9.
you're roll. Yeah. So you run in, you grab a little cloth, and you get a hot coal kind of log out, and you jam it into what looks like some flammable stuff in the room, but it's just not flammable enough, and it's not enough flame to kind of really get it going. You don't hear any response though from the back room where the wife is.
Well, time to hit the road.
Just leaving.
Can I tie him up somehow?
You don't need to tie him up. He's bleeding out. He's gonna die. And
Oh, no, I'm
doesn't
leaving.
have
Then.
blood left.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah,
All right.
I'm
So,
out.
so you walk over this guy who's just like laying there with a fucking smashed in mace face, and he's just bleeding. His wife has no idea that he's dying 20 feet away from him in the other room. She's just back there, and her prize cow is dead. You've taken the meat and left the farm.
This is all I wanted for Christmas this year.
Helga
Nice.
Helga will be very happy with my meat. As always, she loves my meat. Helga will be very happy.
It's kind of scary how well you play this one.
Yeah.
But if that's what you want to do, yeah, you can return to Holga with a
Yep.
really good cut of, probably the best cut of steak you could have found in Kresk.
Check. Yep, check. We'll check there.
All right. So Holga, or you guys go. You know what? I'm gonna grab a drink. So you guys talk through kind of the delivery there, and then we'll move on.
Oh, Helga, are you here? My dear, are you here, Helga?
Orga. Yeah?
Can you come look at my meat, please?
Dorcas, I told you to stop saying that.
Oh, but I really need you to look at the meat. I brought it back.
So she kind of like walks forward and like doesn't have a great happy look on her face. And she takes the, what is it? Is it in a bag or?
Yeah, it's a bag of beef.
Excellent. she takes the meat out of the bag, and she turns to Torgus and she says, "Do you get this from Simon and Helga?"
Oh, I went to the local farm. I don't remember their names, but they gave me a beautiful side of beef.
How much do they charge you for this?
Oh, they said because it was for the Abbey, it would be free.
Free.
Yes. They knew it would be for the Abbey, and they love us. They treat us. We treat them well. They treat us well. It works. It's good. Everything's fine.
Torgus, you're sweating.
Oh, I'm always sweating.
Everything's fine.
Like more than usual, Torgus.
Oh, yeah. It's very hot outside, Holga. You have not been outside in quite a bit, but it's very hot.
So Holga is satisfied with the delivery, and she excuses. Oh, good God! Is that BRP that we're going with?
No, that's Matt.
Torgus did?
That's
Okay.
just Matt.
No, that's Matt. That's fine.
So she excuses Torgus.
All right. So Holga, your as far as you are aware, your dishwasher cleaned the dishes spotless. They may be infected with some bacteria that you're not aware of.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like the Middle Ages, so.
Yeah,
Yeah, we don't live very long anyway.
that's how they developed antiseptic back then, I guess.
I'm sure they had ivermectin or something back then, right?
Oh God.
The turnips that you have for the stew, you have plenty of them, and they're extremely fresh. And the cut of meat that you need for the roast is one of the best you've ever seen. So you can roll. You get to roll. Oh, so you're gonna roll. You're gonna explain to me, or talk through the rest of the sort of dinner preparation and anything else you want to add to what you're doing, and then we'll roll. I'll wait and see your description and decide what stat we're gonna roll. But you're gonna get a +3 to that because you got +1 for each of your assistants being successful.
Excellent. Okay, so I feel like Holga would try to prepare something that has a few different courses to it. Probably a main dish, an appetizer, and a dessert. So she'd go with maybe candied turnips as the dessert. She'd fry those up. She'd probably put the extra rabbit meat that her gardener had brought in the stew that she was making. She would use the cut of meat as the main dish, and she'd probably use some of the stuff from the garden to make some sort of salad or something as the appetizer. Whatever grows fresh in Barovia.
Awesome. Okay, so candied turnips for dessert, a really hearty stew because it has this extra mystery meat that no one needs to know about. The main dish is the best steak Kresk has seen in a long time, and then a real robust salad. So go ahead and roll a. I'm going to say you really relied on your staff and your sort of ability to lead them and command them and everything. So let's go with a charisma check, sort of your kitchen management, let's say, ability. So you get roll a charisma check, and then we'll add 3 to that for your effective coworkers.
Okay, so
Let's see. I'm looking at your sheet. Your charisma. You actually have a +1.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Holy shit!
Shit balls.
I cooked the shit out of that.
You made
So
one at I don't know if you're inspired by just what's going on with Bishop Markovia, or how happy you are with how well your how well your staff kind of helped you out. Whatever it is.
A few extra rabbits died, kind of put some peace in Holga's heart.
Yeah, there you go. We also culled the rabbit population of Kresk, which makes you feel better. And you prepare an elegant meal. top to bottom. One of the best you've ever prepared. All right. So let's see. Where do I go next with this?
A crazy drunk dwarf smells it. And he smells it. The food is so good, he smells it, and he's like, "Oh, I just got here, but it smells so good."
He jumps in a time machine to go back and have Holga's best in order.
Hey, there you go.
In case you guys weren't paying attention to the timelines that I'm giving you, the date that you guys are at right now is about 100 years prior to where your main characters are at in the campaign. In case you didn't catch that.
684?
621 now. Oh, and then in your main campaign, it is 735. Year 735. BC means the Barovian calendar. It's not before Christ, in case you were curious. All right, so the feast, the meal is now coming out. So you're bringing it out. All of the people in the war party, the Bishop Markovia, everybody is starting to funnel into the grand dining hall of the abbey. Holga is out there commanding her whole team of servers and everybody to start bringing things out. There's a lot of people rolling in. You see the bishop and all her elite guards, all her soldiers, and her sort of magic wielding wizards and other staff that she has. They're all together in this big hall, and you start bringing out the food, and people are genuinely fucking impressed. They're like, this not only is this like a good meal, this is, for some of the people in this room, the best meal they've ever had in their lives. So it is a feast, fit for a saint, let's say. You guys want anything you guys want to add in terms of like what you're doing around the feast to kind of help it get going and everything like that? Otherwise, people are sitting down and getting ready to eat and ready for the bishop's speech. Anything?
I'm actually from the garden, or there's a few gardens here, fallows around the abbey. I'm kind of like sneaking through the plants. I'm a little bit more comfortable around the plants and people a little bit, and I'm just kind of looking through the window to see the main room where everybody's eating. So I'm kind of hiding off on my own. Okay,
so you're kind of like staying low key and just watching into the place and seeing. Okay. And what else? Yeah. What else you got? Yep. Anyone else doing anything?
I feel like Holga is paying special attention to Torgus to make sure he keeps his hands out of his pants.
I mean, I don't. There's nothing there.
His hands off his chest. Just to make sure that he's not doing anything weird.
He's fidgety. What are you?
All right. Well, if so you guys start serving the meal, and people are sitting down, and they're really excited about the food that's rolling out. There's some great wine coming. There is a special reserve cask of Champagne du Lestamp, which the Abbey has been sort of keeping for a long time, and they break that out tonight, and they're serving it to not just the elite, but to everybody. And as everybody sits down and has their food in front of them, Holga looks really happy with herself. She never cracks a smile, I don't think, but you could tell just by the fact that she's not screaming obscenities at everybody that she is pretty pleased with what she pulled off. And once everybody has their food, there's sort of like a stage up, not a stage, but like a raised platform up top where the bishop and some of her elite guard are sort of sitting. Bishop Markovia stands up. You all know her. I mean, you've all seen her. She's a really kind woman, but she's tough. Let me show you. I'll show this picture, which I kind of like.
Oh.
but then I'll add her to the thing here. I have a slightly different kind of. Oh, shit.
She looks like she's seen some shit.
Adam, close that thing. Did that pop up on the screen there?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So she stands up and she holds up her glass and she says, "Excuse me," and she barely has to say "excuse me." Even just her starting to stand up, people started to get quiet. But then once she raises her hand and says it, the room falls dead silent. She says, "People of Kresk, attendants of the Abbey, and my glorious crusaders of the Morning Lord. Too long have the fine people of Barovia suffered at the hands of Vampire Strahd. Tonight, we march on Castle Ravenloft itself and destroy the vile creature who tortures our people. We will do this not only due to the divine powers granted to me by the Morning Lord, not only due to the finest soldiers and supplies in the land, and not only due to the most powerful mages in the Vale, but because we possess this." And she pulls open her robes or her cloak.
She does.
And she lifts up a symbol and she holds it high above. And it's much larger than what I'm showing here. And this is where I wish we played in person because the weight of this thing and everything is so cool. But she holds this thing up. I'll share a picture of it too.
That's awesome.
That's like those suns that they had in the town.
Alexander doesn't know that, but Sal does. So that's what they show. That's what she shows. And she says, "This is the holy symbol of Ravenkind, an artifact of incredible power against vampires and other evil creatures. We have been blessed with this relic, granted to me directly by the Morning Lord. Strahd himself will fall to its might. I have seen the visions. I know it to be true with all my heart. By this time tomorrow, Barovia will be a free land." Now, I know some of you have voiced concern about taking so many soldiers out of Kresk on this venture. Fear not. I leave the Abbey in the capable hands of some of its finest attendants and stewards. Our compound is impregnable. No beast of the woods can breach these walls, which have stood for centuries. No vampire or evil spirits of the night can enter our sacred grounds without being invited in. No one will harm you while we march towards our victory and liberation of Barovia. Be ready to celebrate upon our return and commence your new lives full of prosperity and free of the Dark Lord. You are safe as long as these walls stand and even a single ray of sun peeks through the clouded skies." So the revelry continues, people drink, people are excited, morale is up, the meal is great, everybody is pumped up. Except, hold on one second. So things are really positive and the speech is motivating and everybody's kind of chilling out and having a good time and getting ready to send them off here later. But all of a sudden, you guys all know this one dude in the Abbey. His name is Marcel. Everybody knows Marcel. He's a massive dude. I mean, he is like Hagrid Hogwarts big, right? So he is, so he's a Goliath, and his name's Marcel Bellevue. And he's kind of a simpleton, but one of Markovia's heavies, let's say. He starts freaking out in the middle of the dinner. Like, he's usually a calm kind of dude. And as after Markovia gives her speech and everybody's all excited and talking about how things are going to go, you hear him start yelling, "No leave the Abbey, no leave Kresk, no safe, don't want to go." And he's screaming and people around him are kind of getting quiet and looking, and he starts pounding his hands on the table. And he happens to be a patient of the town's therapist, a person who is who you guys know to be named Boris. And so Boris, seeing his patient kind of freak out right at the wrong time, jumps up. And Boris, what are you going to do?
What'd you say his name was? It was
Marcel. Oh, let me. Yeah, hold on one. I got so many things.
Who's my patient again?
No. Sorry.
I thought he said Marcel, but then I was like, I think that's the monkey from Friends.
It is the monkey from Friends.
That is the monkey from Friends.
He's also the monkey from Kresk.
That's a big boy.
Yeah, he's no joke.
That's a balanced breakfast right there. Wow.
Bitch.
Wow.
All right. So, what would you like to do?
So what exactly did he say again? How was it? He was banging his fists.
Just all of a sudden, he was like you weren't paying attention to him. No one was paying attention to him. He's a big dude. He's just sitting there. Everybody's eating and having a good time. And suddenly he's like pounding his table. He's like, don't want to leave the Abbey. Between you and I, and no one else would know this, as his patient, you know that he's agoraphobic.
Okay.
He's never left the Abbey. He is a huge, he could take out 5 dudes easily on his own. But he's never left Kresk. And so you maybe anticipated this happening, but
How close to him am I?
you're all in a big hall. So
Okay.
I mean,
So if I think when this all started happening, his little tantrum, whatever, Boris would have gotten up and walked towards him. And if he can't, I mean, how big is a Goliath? Is that how many feet tall?
He's like Manute Bull tall, but like Shaquille O'Neal built.
Okay, so he's not
He's like 7'6".
Okay, so
like
maybe
400
I
pounds.
can't reach to his shoulder.
7'6"
I don't know how
Jack.
tall. I'm not very tall. I'm average height. So I'm gonna walk up to him and I'm gonna kind of put my hand on the back of his arm, like his tricep area, and Boris is gonna go, Marcel, just calm down. You know, everything's gonna be just fine. This is part of the crusade.
All right, make a persuasion check.
Okay. I'm looking at the thing. I'm an idiot. Where is that not on there?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm supposed to tell you because so that is charisma.
Oh, duh.
You guys don't have skills as level 0, so it's just your charisma.
So
modifier.
that I rolled a 15 and I have a -1. So that is
All right.
That's a 14.
Yeah. So he looks down at you and he goes, "Oh, doctor, no, not going." And he kind of swings at you, not to hurt you, but he just swings to bat you away. And he goes running up the stairs to the top of the high balcony. And he's it's a tight little area and it's real high up. And he's just kind of dancing the thing. You're worried he's going to fall off, but he runs up there to get away from everybody.
I'll chase after him.
Okay.
Is the kitchen staff aware of anything that's going on?
I would say the others of you that are in the room right now see this all going on. It's a big commotion. It kind of stops the whole party.
So when Torgus sees Marcel, he gets really nervous and fidgety, and he starts hyperventilating a little bit. And he says, "Oh, he's big. He's a big boy. Oh, I don't like him very much." So,
anybody respond to that, or just kind of? I mean, other people
sweating again.
I love Holga so much.
Holga, for someone that looks like they get dressed from a hamper, you shouldn't really be talking, dear.
Olga kind of takes her pipe out of her mouth and does the little ashy thing, and she goes, "Shut up, Torgus.
Yes,
Get back
Holga.
to work, Torgus.
Yes, Holga, yes.
Stop sweating, Torgus."
Hey, off the record, I just want everybody to know that it was not premeditated that Matt works for Amber in this. It just worked out that way, and I fucking love every second.
I'm gonna kill her one day.
I can still hear it, Dorgus.
They can't. I whispered that very low in your
No.
old, so.
You're the worst.
Very low. In
Off
your
the
eyes.
record. But go ahead.
I'm gonna kill her one day.
And burn her house down.
And kill her livestock.
Eat all her cows.
Eat all her cows.
All right, so Boris. Oh, I'm sorry. So Boris, as you are running up the stairs, do you want to describe yourself and explain to the rest of the group who you are?
Sure. So Boris is a he's completely bald, no facial hair or anything. Not exactly a good-looking guy. Very average build overall, maybe more on the slim side, whatever. But he's that kind, like, when you look at him, he looks sinister and like just you don't like resting bitch face, right? If that makes sense. But when he smiles, he just makes everybody feel better, and just like he makes everybody else smile, right? He has like extraordinarily white teeth, and he's well kept there, and makes people feel good about themselves. He is he's basically like the shrink / therapist in the Abbey. It's a thing that he kind of stumbled on with his own trials and tribulations through family drama through the years. And it's just it's a thing that has brought him his own inner peace or calming by listening to people's problems, war stories, whatever the case may be. It has allowed him to put things in perspective and make him feel better about himself, and that's what he does. He's literally the shrink on campus. The one thing
Right,
I'm sorry, just one more thing. One thing you do notice about him, two things you do notice about him, is he's kind of smug. Like he talks slowly. You could tell that he's like kind of full of himself, even though he shouldn't be. And the only other thing you notice is he has just an extraordinarily odd, solid black, like shiny onyx ring that he wears all the time, and he's just always like kind of spinning it on his finger. Don't know why, no reason behind it, but it's a thing that catches people's eye here because it's a little out of the ordinary. And that's it.
All right, and he's
running after Marcel.
You're tearing up these narrow, high stairs towards Marcel. What would you like to do?
Well, I would like to catch him if I can.
You can catch. What's
Like-
your
like Mr.
movement's 30?
Like Mr. Clean up there a little bit.
Just he's
like
one that
Professor
did crack instead of steroids.
He kind of looks like Professor X in the Logan movie.
Ah,
Oh, Logan,
Like a
give me
little-
my fucking pills.
you can believe that.
All right, so you catch up with him. Make a dexterity check
Okay.
with advantage.
Okay.
Because you are much smaller than Marcel, so you can navigate these rickety stairs better than he can.
So I got a 4, and I got
Hey,
a
Dan, I gotta step away
19.
real
That's
quick.
my.
Sorry.
No sweat. What would you say? You taking a break, Punch, to put kids to bed or something?
No, a door just fell off the shower or something like this. Getting
Nice.
yelled at. I'll be back.
Cool. Yeah, no sweat. We'll catch up.
So I
All right.
rolled a 19 with dexterity is -1, so 18.
Yep, you caught up with him, and now you have one more shot of like convincing him to calm down.
So I've caught up to him.
You've caught up to him. You're right next to him. You can do what you need to do, or whatever you think you should do to.
So so the first time I kind of like pat him on the back of the arm, grabbed his tricep area. This time I'm gonna get a little more intimate because I would like to, I am very close with my patients.
Grab a sack.
Nope. I'm gonna kind of put my one arm, like because he's so large. I'm gonna put like my left arm on his forearm, and then I'm gonna take my right hand, and kind of put my hand in his hand like I'm shaking it, and then I'm gonna slide my arm down and just kind of have both hands between his hand, and I'm gonna say, Marcel, we've talked about this over and over again. Markovia is the answer here. You know it to be the truth. Fear not.
Okay. All right. Roll another charisma check with advantage.
I don't know why I try to be charismatic when that's not very good for me.
Yeah, well, you're a therapist. You know how to talk to the guy.
15. -1, so 14.
That's with advantage?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I didn't roll again. Oh, 17. So 16.
You needed a 15. So,
Right.
So he doesn't look certain, but Marcel finally stops freaking out, and he looks at you and he says, he goes, "She has that fancy necklace. That's good.
Of course it is.
That keeps me safe.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about bats?"
Sorry.
You know he's totally terrified of bats. Like this, you know him as your patient. He's just like, I mean, he could eat bats like they were popcorn, but he's for some reason terrified of them.
Honestly, Boris will. It's a little bit of a struggle for him to not laugh because of the situation where he's like, dude, you literally could just eat bats day in and day out. It doesn't matter. But he would say, Marcel, and he's gonna put his arm out and just kind of like bat his bicep. He's gonna say, remember, you are much larger than a bat.
Make one more persuasion check.
Right. 13. Sorry, -1, so 12.
He says, yeah, Dr. Wright, smash bats.
Kind of,
Smash them.
I'm gonna pound my fist into my hand, like Marcel smash.
Yeah, and then he holds his hand up. He's really confused. He thinks he's supposed to punch your hand.
Own hand, Marcel. Own hand.
And then he does this, and he seems kind of happy. You see people looking up at you guys silently, just kind of watching, not hearing what you're talking about. But then Marcel stands back up and seems to be calmed down, and he's starting to slowly walk back down this rickety staircase. And people just start clapping for Marcel, for you, as he's coming down the stairs. Hey, I just off the record, I set all these DC checks as like 15 to be difficult for you guys, and you actually for level 0 characters are nailing all of them. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like really uncanny luck.
The other campaign, I roll 4s, 6s, 7s all night.
Well, but no, you didn't mishear me, right? Because I rolled a 13 on that last one.
With advantage. I thought you rolled Oh no, the last one
on the very last one.
Yeah, no.
That was just
yes, no. The skill check DCs were 15. The last one you were rolling persuasion against his charisma, which he rolled a 3 and you rolled a 13.
Okay,
so it was a challenge.
Cool. Yeah,
just to explain how it all works, but yeah. All right, so you calm that. Everything calms down, and then. Suddenly, at the front door, or at one of the windows, I'm sorry, this younger person kind of comes spilling into one of the windows, some villager. He scrambles back up, and another one is standing out there and lifts him and kind of starts boosting him out. The head of security, who is Alexander...
Okay.
Kaladin, suddenly, who's standing in the corner, just standing there stoically, just scanning, not participating, not watching anything. He's just watching for anything to go wrong. These kids start climbing into the window, and this soldier, this security soldier guard, just snaps into action. This Alexander Kaladin. Alexander, do you want to explain what you would do with these whippersnappers trying to crash the party?
Whippersnappers.
So they're coming in through the window?
Yeah, they're trying to sneak in. You hear one of them go, see if you can touch the amulet. Maybe it'll make you powerful. Like, oh, there she is. Go look at her. See if you can touch her.
Ooh.
So I don't want to give too many things away, but do you have the picture?
Sure, you ready?
Show me what you got.
Show me.
Oh, is that Robert De Niro?
So he's kind of like
Robert De Niro.
he does, yeah. So he's kind of like, he looks like the echo of someone who could fuck somebody up, but
Yeah.
but a little bit of that has been stolen away. And if you were looking at him every once in a while, he kind of just has like a wince, just kind of like makes, and his eyes kind of like dart around. Doesn't love crowds. He's like kind of just looking around, watching everybody, and his eyes seem to go to the bishop pretty often. And when he hears the little kid say that about the amulet, he kind of just like, you see the soldier in him, and he just kind of just snaps and rushes over and kind of like grabs the two kids like in Terminator 2 when he's holding the little Spanish guy, and he grabs both of them and he's like, "State your business with the bishop."
All right, so make two grapple checks. So it's your strength. Is your modifier.
Now, does the athletics thing have to do with that too? Because I have +3 on that.
No, not on this. I don't think. I think athletics is going to be more. Let me see if my interpretation. No, I'm not going to do athletics on this. This is more like an attack or a grab or a wrestle.
So two grapples. All right.
Yep.
That's +1, so that's probably not good.
All right, so you grab one of them easily. The other one just does this crazy kind of move where he actually kind of pushes off of his buddy as you're grabbing him, and he flips back out of the window and just darts away. But you got the one.
When he does that, and I take the step to grab him, you notice that he does have a slight limp in his right leg. So he kind of just jerks a little, and you see the leg kind of, and he looks around to see if anybody sees it. He's just you see his eyes darting, and and then he focuses on the one that he's holding.
Yeah. So I don't know if anybody's curious or was watching the scene, make a perception check. And if you get a 10 or higher, you would have seen this captain, captain of security, Alexander, with that bit of a limp, which maybe he hides a lot and you never saw before. So Felix, you didn't notice it. You were a little preoccupied. Torgus, you rolled the completely wrong die. That didn't count for anything. Holga, though, you're standing there, you're kicking back, so happy with the meal that you prepared, and you see it out of the corner of your eye, and you immediately dart over to it, and you notice, you're like, whoa, the old security guard there, he's not super stable on his feet, as you see that limp that he exposed. But Alexander, you have this trespasser off the ground. You're holding him up in the air. You're a pretty strong dude. You're able to hold him off the ground. He's a wiry little 130-pound kid.
So I'm just gonna look at him like, I heard you talking about the amulet. What's your business with the bishop?
He says, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm from the village. We heard that there was all this stuff going on. And it's super exciting, and I just wanted to come, like check it out."
All right. So is there there's a lot of food nearby?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm gonna just reach over and grab whatever kind of dessert product that Holga might have made, and I'm gonna just grab it. I'm gonna stuff it in his hand, and kind of just stick him out the window. Be like, "Get out of here. We got important things going on."
He goes from terrified, like he thinks he's gonna get his head beat in, and then suddenly he's got this handful of candied turnips, and he looks up at you and he goes, and he's like, I'm really sorry for coming in here. We were just being stupid. I'll never forget this." And he thanks you and kind of he goes, "Don't worry about us. We're gonna go back home," and he leaves.
I look at him. Alexander looks at him. You know the Irish guy in Braveheart who's kind of a lunatic?
Yeah.
He looks at him. He's like, "Get out of here."
And he does. He's just he knows he's pressed his luck enough that he just kind of darts off. But the crowd inside kind of watched this whole thing unfold, and they immediately go back at ease, realizing that if anybody were to come into the room, that security's got a nice, tight kind of grasp on what's going on. So everybody continues to enjoy themselves and eat fully without being too preoccupied about any trespassers. All right. So where the hell am I at now? Okay, so the rest of the night is pretty uneventful. Later that evening, as the party starts to wind down, Bishop Markovia kind of left early. She's got important planning things to do. People are, the people that are going on the war party are talking to their loved ones and some of the friends and family and civilians and saying goodbye. It's really an impressive sight. And they, let's see. Hold on a second. Make sure I'm not going out of order here. Okay, yeah. And so if anyone if no one wants to do anything else at the actual feast, it's starting to wind down. Later that evening, after gathering their things and saying goodbye to loved ones, the war party leaves. It's an impressive sight. Bishop Markovia leads. The entire town of Kresk is in attendance to watch them depart. She is carrying the holy symbol of Ravenkind high above her head, which seems to inspire both the soldiers and the citizens. Their plan that you had heard of is they are going to march from Kresk to Vallaki to pick up some supplies, and then their hope is to reach the village of Barovia before midnight, and if all goes well, they'll be launching an attack on Castle Ravenloft at dawn. So we're going to take a quick break here. So you guys it was a great night. You guys did everything you possibly were asked to do, pulled everything off the way it should have been. Any little challenge that you had in front of you, you guys actually knocked out of the park. So you all feel really good about what you've done, and you head up to your rooms. And then, so let's take a 5-minute break. And over that 5-minute break, I'm going to be sending you guys some stuff, some information, and then we'll pick up.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Cool.
Be right back, and watch Discord because you'll all get some. All right. Let's see. What have we done so far? Oops. I don't know if you guys, whoever can hear me. I left a thing out. I'm gonna wait. Now if I go here, I'm back here. Nice. Okay. So go to Amber next. Shift there. So I forgot to do something, Punch. So I'm gonna cue all this up and then explain.
Okay.
All right. Adam. Hey, Will, I forgot to do a thing or explain something, so I'm not sending anything on Discord quite this second, but I will soon.
Did you say
Okay.
Adam?
I said Will, but
I thought
but
you
if
said
you're
something
back,
before that. I'm back.
I was just I'm getting these all queued up to send to you guys, but I have to tell you guys something before I send them. I don't know, it's just my own OCD. Probably doesn't make any difference.
So Felix, you gonna run for president again in 2024?
I'm back.
All right.
All
there
right.
it is.
Is he muted? Or just
No, I
ignoring
think
him?
he's just a fucking zombie.
He forgot that he's Felix.
Will, are you Felix?
I'm Felix.
I'm Felix.
Matt.
Never mind. I said. So Felix, what are you gonna run in 2024?
My bad.
Holy shit.
My bad.
I'm gonna.
Teach Amanda.
Sorry, I was reading. So, dude, I've like basically have a LASIK fail.
Really?
Yeah. I got to go back to the eye doctor. I went to him the other day, and I was in such a rush I couldn't grill him about it. But I'm getting like wicked headaches on the right side of my head, and my right eye just straining like crazy.
Are you getting ghosting or anything? Like
I'm getting,
Halo kind of?
I have double vision in my right eye.
You had astigmatism, right?
Yeah. So I think I have prism in my right eye, is what he said. My left eye's great.
That's the name of our LGBTQ community at work. So you have a bunch of gay people in your eye.
What are you a chick?
What's
They
LBG?
don't really condone that, by the way.
No, I was just kidding. That's what we call our prism is our LGBT community.
Like,
What's
you're not allowed
prism
to
mean?
say-
You mean you're seeing like rainbow like prism? Is that what you mean?
No,
Like,
prism
seeing,
is
like-
like
Double
Yeah.
vision, right?
yeah, like when I look at like where it says Ironforge Vintage at the top of Discord, like it's like there's a shadow above the words. Like I see like a second V.
Double vision.
Yeah, that's like ghosting or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, diplopia or whatever.
I get that when I'm really exhausted or tired, and I've been looking at a screen for a long time. I get that, and then it goes away when I wake up. But if I had to live with that, I would just rip my eyeballs out.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Well, that
I'm
sucks because I
Is
see
it
gray all
neurological?
the time.
Is it neurological or ophthalmological?
It's the muscle. I think it's the muscles. Like I essentially like kind of have a lazy eye.
Yeah, because when I get tired, it happens to me, which leads me to believe that it's physiological and not like my brain. Not my brain misinterpreting things. It's
Exactly. It's the muscles in your eye. Like you kind of have a lazy eye. So your eyes aren't perfectly looking straight forward.
So maybe you should just stop being a lazy bitch.
That's probably
imagine one of your best friends saying that. 4-1. Imagine one of your best friends saying that.
Right now, I was red pilled, so.
Oh,
Adam, I'm sending you yours on Discord, just FYI.
That's fine.
Or on Slack. I meant on Slack.
Oh,
because
Slack. Got it.
Discord looked like it was coming through on the stream.
fucking
Yeah.
red
All right.
pill.
Is Amber back?
On my screen, there's like,
Yeah, back.
it's Ragnar, me, and Matt. And Sal, I call you Ragnar, I don't know. But like all of us were like totally in unison.
Yeah,
Synchronized.
Anytime you say red pill,
It was a,
you got it. You know that's.
All right. Well, I forgot to explain a little bit more before this all happened. So watch Discord. I'm going to explain what's going on, and then I'm going to send some of you some things on Discord. So, and then we'll pause so you have a moment to read that, and then we'll continue. So with the feast finished and Markovia and her party now marching towards Vallaki, the Abbey is quieter than you can ever remember. It's late now. Most of you turn in for the evening to your respective rooms. Loud snoring is kind of like echoing throughout the Abbey because of just a great meal everybody had and that they all drank heartily. And you all feel really accomplished that you pulled off the big event, and you're cautiously optimistic about the attack on Ravenloft. If it behooves you, some of you might say a prayer to the Morning Lord before you go to bed for luck. Alexander spends some time patrolling the Abbey in the late evening, which is sort of his job, and most of you sleep pretty well. I'm going to send you all some things. So check Discord. I think I already copied these in here, so I can just hit them. Some are longer than others, so I appreciate that. Amber, I don't know if you're on Discord. It doesn't look like you are, but
Yeah, I am.
okay. So everybody should have gotten something. If you didn't, let me know. Like I said, I can't really answer questions, but you all have some details, let's say.
I'm sorry. I need to keep to myself. I'm sorry.
That's good.
Yeah, you don't say anything until I finish the next block, and then we'll go into whatever. Just give me like a thumbs up or something when you're all good to go.
Oh, Dan. You're a gem.
Yeah, I just play on what you guys are teeing up.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, right.
All right, got you, Adam. So it's like Adam, Matt, Ponch, you're good. Salad, you get yours. All right, Amber, you good?
Yeah.
Will?
What's I'm still reading.
Okay. That's
One
fine.
sec.
Yep.
Dan, you wrote that way too good. I'm just going with what you guys said. yeah, my ass.
Yeah, some of it's too genuine, right?
Too spot on.
Did you get through it well?
I'm good. Yep.
Okay. All right. So again, most of you slept pretty well. That is until now we're entering Act 2 of this scenario. Sometime just before dawn, a massive explosion rocks the entire abbey. You guys go to bed, everything's great, you're feeling, a little buzzed up or happy with it, and then in the middle of the night, closer to dawn, this just fucking explosion. I mean, I'm talking earthquake level, rocks the whole complex. Dust pours down in every corner. You hear these like aftershock kind of like things just because stuff is falling. The whole foundation and the structure is like shifting violently. You hear people gasping and screaming all over the place, crumbling rocks, booming noises as things collapse somewhere along the north wall. So out of this group, some of the sort of leads and stewards of the abbey, you all, out of obligation, curiosity, whatever, run towards the noise. And now it's like almost dawn. And you get to this like northern section of the wall of the abbey. This huge, I mean, the abbey has these massive fortified walls. And you get over there, and there is a 20, 30 foot wide, just huge gap that was just blown into the side of the walls and is now just completely exposed to the wilderness. And you guys all arrive there.
Wait, this is the wall that surrounds the city, the abbey, or the
abbey.
The abbey itself.
Yeah, the abbey itself. Yep.
Oh.
It's hard to. Sorry.
That's a bigger hole than Holga's mouth.
Gorgus. Is it still dark out?
It's like pre-dawn.
Right, it's pre-dawn. Like it's that like glow of the sun, whatever's the sun is in Barovia, just starting to come up on the horizon.
So Alexander would run towards the hall and look to see if there's anybody hurt. And you would see like every fourth step or so, there's a limp that he's trying to hide.
Are we all in that area then, Dan? Like we all kind of.
So when we get there, is it like, moments after it, or is it like minutes?
Minutes. So I would say like you guys were like at different stages of like waking up, and like some of you just immediately rushed forward. Some of you were like, what was that? But within a few minutes of the explosion, the 6 of you arrive at the ground zero.
Okay. Whenever Boris gets there, he's gonna walk around, just stroking his lack of goatee, like he's part of a crime scene investigator crew. Just like, and then he's gonna like pace back and forth between the hole that was blown, and then when he gets to one end, he's gonna kind of fold his arms and look around and stroke his chin, and then Like he has any fucking idea what he's looking at, but he doesn't.
Virgil is he's pretty simple, and you guys just kind of low key and all that. But he is wide eyed and shaking and looking over his shoulders, and he's just waiting for the next thing to explode, and he's out of his gourd right now.
Out of his gourd.
He almost soiled his nest just now when that happened.
Soiled his nest.
Felix walks up to the hole in the wall, standing kind of near Boris, and he's like, "Whoa, the wall. There's supposed to be a wall here. Strahd came. He offered me a job. Strahd gave me a job, and it's gonna pay me more than we're making here. And Marcel he's always peeping in the windows. Marcel, but Boris, you better watch out for the rocks there."
I feel like I've just been red pilled.
Oh, come on! You're taking it out of my mouth. Oh, God damn it! I was gonna, as the local psychiatrist.
Oh, I'm sorry.
As this all was happening, I swear to Christ, Boris was gonna, he was gonna kind of look out of the corner of his eye at Felix, and then he was gonna pull what would look like in current times a prescription bottle of pills out and open it up. It was probably like a glass jar. Open it up, and there was gonna be a red pill, and he was just gonna hold it out.
Well, I already had breakfast.
Oh, well, Felix, this is well, I mean, it's already midday, so this is it's almost midday, so this is lunch for you, Felix.
Oh yeah, that's good. I haven't been very regular, so I should probably take that. And he takes it. He takes the pill.
Nice. What's the pill do? Is it a placebo? Is it an actual thing?
Is this my choice?
Yeah.
It's 100% placebo.
All right.
You'll need another one in 3 months. And then maybe another one.
I'll see you at dinner time, Felix.
You tell, but Boris, you tell Felix it does what? You're like, here, take this.
This'll calm your nerves.
All right. So make a persuasion check and an insight check. Will.
And that's charisma, right?
They're both charisma. Yep.
Or is
no,
insight?
Charisma's. Persuasion is charisma. Insight's wisdom.
I'm doing persuasion, right?
Right.
16. 15.
I've got 13.
If you take the pill, Felix, it calms you down. You think like, this is chill.
Well, I had some horrible dreams last night. Thank you for that, Boris. The person that does it.
It's no problem, sir.
I was gonna go and
You feeling all right?
yeah, I've never yeah. Holga asked me to wash the dishes. Did you wash the dishes?
Oh my god.
No, I didn't wash the dishes. But you probably should wash the dishes again.
Oh, all right. Yeah, but the weather.
I know.
The rain.
I know. Yeah, well, you know what they say.
Wild.
When in Barovia.
When in Barovia.
Isn't that wild?
We're gonna go. Should I go? I'm gonna go do the dinner. And he starts wandering back to the abbey.
Take care.
You got it, Jack. You got it.
But then he starts wandering in, and actually, he starts wandering towards the building, and the abbey's pretty cleared out, right?
Yeah, it's almost abandoned.
You actually see, Felix always looks confused, but now he actually starts to look a little panicked, and he turns around and he says, Boris, you want to come with me? I don't want to go in there and be alone.
Oh. It's no problem at all, Felix. I'd love to accompany you.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I was getting a little worried there.
So I'll,
All right. Sorry, real quick. Will, I don't want to interrupt. Inspiration, Will.
Okay.
Can I accost them before they leave?
Mm-hmm.
So Alexander's eyes are darting around, and he's like kind of looking at the rubble, and he was listening to the conversation between the commander-in-chief and the psychiatrist. So he kind of walks over and just says, "Hey, hold up, guys, hold up for a minute." And I look at Felix and I say, "Did you say something about the big guy? Was he looking in the bathhouses?"
Yeah, he was giggling, and he was peeking in a window.
All right, well that puts my mind at ease, because there were some reports that the nuns were taking a bath and they saw a face. They saw a face and they were pretty uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
so that's what the big guy's doing. So, Boris, you think you could talk to him about that?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And the snow angels. Talk to him about the snow angels.
Yeah. No, we can do that. None of that'll be a problem. Marcel
right.
means well. We'll figure it all out.
Well, you said the nuns saw somebody sneaking or peeking through a window?
This is fucked up.
Well, one of the.
This is so rad.
I've heard stuff. I've heard some things. Being the head of security, and I just heard Felix talking about this, and I never realized. I didn't think the big guy would do that, but I guess he's got urges like the rest of us. And he's looking in the windows now.
So Holga was woken up from, a dead sleep, and she's kind of got her eye patch on crooked, and she's got her nightcap kind of disheveled, and she's looking kind of frumpy, and she's got, half of her night dress tucked into her bloomers. And she's like, "Boy, I really hope nobody's been looking at me."
Alexander kind of just goes like this.
What the fuck are we talking about?
I was actually, I was actually mistaken. My mind gets a little bit fuzzy. Marcel lifted up one of the kitchen workers to peek. It wasn't Marcel.
Do you know who it was?
It was. I just heard him complaining about it. Marcel was just saying that he wanted to. One of the kitchen workers asked him to lift him up so he could get the good lookies.
But that, Holga's brow kind of knits, and she squints her eyes, and she looks over at Torgus. Torgus! Where were you? You little creep!
Oh, I've been sleeping. Get the good lucky. Oh, it's so cold out. It's so cold. I've been sleeping all night.
Yeah, Aaron, I saw you out just a bit ago.
Oh, I go for late night walks sometimes to admire the stars. But Torgus is very tired.
Have you been peeking at us finer folk?
Oh,
Us of the more feminine persuasion in
oh,
the night, Torgus?
no. I haven't done that in a very long time. Everything's fine. I don't do that anymore. I've been sleeping. I tend to my toenails and I go to bed and I don't bother anyone.
Tend to my toenail. You murdered a farmer for a fucking filet mignon last night, but peeking into a window was the best.
Well, and tried to burn his wife alive. Don't forget that part.
He unsuccessfully tried to burn the house down. It didn't work, and then I assume he just like left the evidence there and walked away.
Yeah, there's no fucking CSI in fucking Barovia. What are they gonna do? Take my fingerprint?
I don't know. Boris is trying to do his best impression.
I'm getting
No,
there.
but he was just like shouting about you for the past half an hour while you mauled the cow. Like they might have a clue as to who did it. They just might.
Why is there a hole? What was the explosion? What was the explosion? Do we know what the explosion was?
I don't know. Torgus
We're,
likes
we're,
rats.
we're looking.
Torgus, I do have a pet rat named Minkles. Thank you.
Perfect.
So I'm gonna look over at Helga and just tell her, like, Helga, see if you can get one of your kitchen wenches to sew up some curtains, because one of the perverts is doing something and we got to put a stop to it. But I can't deal with that right now because we got a war to fight and we got to figure out who made this hole. And then I walk over to Boris and I say, "What were you doing last night, Boris?"
In the middle of what Alexander was saying, so Boris, I'll let you respond, but there was some, like, you start to hear howling noises. You always hear howling noises, but after the explosion, they all went silent. And now those of you who are paying attention, you're hearing a localized sort of howling noise coming from towards the direction of where the hole is in the little bit of forest that's right behind. Sorry, Boris, go ahead.
Oh. We're being followed. Something's happening here. I heard some noises just now.
All right, Alex. Can I call you Alex?
I don't particularly like that, but go ahead.
So, Alex, was there? I mean, where were you last night? I mean, I spent most of the night with Marcel, trying to stop him from ripping everybody's limbs from their bodies. So, what were you doing?
I was on patrol. There was a lot of interesting things that happened around the Abbey last night.
Oh,
I'm trying to piece it together.
a lot of interesting things. Cool. Got it. Well, that's good to know.
How big is this? Sorry, man, I didn't mean to cut you off. How big is this hole, though? Like, how big is this?
It is massive. So it is at least, like, it's probably about a 30 or 40 foot wide gap at this point. So think of a 30, 40 foot diameter hole, just basically punched through the outer wall.
Ain't nobody worried about the wolves?
So Virgil's probably the fastest one here, right? So I'm going to just look over at Virgil and tell him, "Hey, Virgil, you think you could run over to the Abbey and kind of rouse everybody, because we're going to have to patch this up. I think you guys have all heard those wolves."
So whenever Holga hears wolves speak, her kind of sleep-addled brain lights up, and she says, "Well, it's funny you should mention that. After dinner, one of my kitchen assistants mentioned someone was stealing scraps of leftover food, and they heard some strange snarling noises coming from the kitchen, and they didn't want to check it out, and it was real dark down there, so I figured I'd just wait until it was a bit lighter. But they did hear howling."
Inside the Abbey.
Inside the Abbey.
Gosh darn.
So When Virgil doesn't respond, Alexander just kind of shrugs and sighs, looks disgusted, and starts shambling back to the Abbey to try to get some people together. Because I don't think the amount of people we have here is going to do it.
All right, so Alexander, you head up to, there's again,
No,
the
Virgil-
Abbey's.
I'm sorry. I'll go with you, man. I didn't mean to not respond. I'm just.
No, that's okay. He's probably scared or something.
It is down to like a skeleton crew in terms of the Abbey because so many people have left in the war party. But if you two go back and start, people have come out. No one's sleeping. Everybody's kind of like, you guys were the more sort of adventurous and kind of ran into the catastrophe. Most everybody else is just sort of standing outside of their rooms or whatever and is just like, what the fuck's going on? So I'd say you two run back and you do see people milling about. Let's have like one more cycle of conversation with the 4 people that remained over by the wall, and then I'll explain what happens. So is there anything else you guys that are staying back by the wall would want to talk about or do while those two head off and get more help to repair the wall?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Well then, so after they leave and they go up, and moments later, suddenly there is Boris. You notice it first. You're kind of looking out, and you're hearing these snarls, and then suddenly these 3 wolves come barreling out of the woods through the opening. They're just like, I don't know if they're rabid or what. Like, it's crazy that like mid-morning they're just like diving through this hole. Like, and so I need the 4 of you to roll initiative.
For me, is initiative just D20? There's nothing, or is this on the sheet?
I think you can add your dex modifier.
Dex modifier? Oh, can I not? I roll.
I think it's wisdom. I thought that's your perception.
No, well, no, it's not perception. You're talking about initiative.
I mean initiative. Oh yeah, you're right. It is dex.
Is it? Yeah, it's dex. So I rolled an 8. I get a -1, so I am I'm a 7.
Okay.
17 for old Felix.
5 for Torgus.
18 for Holga.
What were you, Felix? 17?
17. Yeah.
17. Okay.
Sorry, I'm not used to responding to Felix yet. That's why I keep like.
All
That's
right.
what happened to Sal too. When he said my name too, I was like, I registered afterwards. That was me.
Who's Virgil? All right.
Yeah.
So these 3 wolves come barreling in. One of them kind of flies in, sees you, Boris, and bites at you. 17 to hit.
That's to me.
That hits.
No, I'm sorry, to Boris.
That hits.
That hits. All right, so you take 6 piercing damage as this wolf just jumps onto your chest, pings you. Starts pushing you back and starts biting at you. Okay.
Okay.
You got it. Okay.
Am I supposed to do something with that? Because I don't have a thing to do. With
just track your hit points, I guess. So you have, so just mark your hit points up.
Okay.
All right, Holga, it's your turn. These 3 wolves are like kind of coming in through the front door. You're standing there with your other 3 companions.
So at this point, they're kind of like bottlenecked in coming in through that.
Yep.
Okay, so Holga looks very alarmed, and she kind of has like 2 of the candles with her because it's dark, and she wanted a little bit of extra light, so she takes one of those and she takes some oil out of a pouch and she throws it forward and lights it. And I'm gonna use Burning Hands. It's a 15-foot cone of fire. Each creature
Nice.
in that area must make a DC 11 dexterity saving throw.
Damn. Okay. They're actually in a tight little area there, so you could hit all 3 of them. You said it's a dex what?
Dexterity 11 saving throw.
Okay, they are pretty quick, so they get +2. I got a 6, a 16, and a 12.
A creature takes 10 3d6 fire damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. The fire ignites any flammable objects in the area that aren't being worn or carried. Alright, so let's see. 3d6.
Wow. Okay. You said half on a save?
Half on a save.
All right, so Holga walks up and her eye patch and everything, and this wolf comes and it just sort of starts chomping at Boris, and Holga just comes out and these flames erupt out of her hands, and everybody's like, "What the hell?" And 2 of the wolves just get completely smoked. The other one that was on Boris kind of falls off of him and rolls backwards and is now kind of like, you smell the burning hair, and it's kind of like squealing and kind of wiggling around. Felix, it's your turn.
All right. So, based on where I am, where's the nearest wolf?
The only remaining wolf out of the 3 that jumped out of the forest there is sort of like 10 feet away from you, just kind of wiggling around on the ground.
Okay, so yeah, Felix, waddles up to the wolf in his tuxedo, and he pulls out a butcher knife, this big butcher knife, like one that, like Torgus probably murders his victims with a knife like this. It's a knife you would use. And just goes to stab the wolf.
All right.
Where's my sheet? So +3 to hit. So 8 to hit.
Yeah, you kind of your tux is too tight, and you're not able to get the sort of flexibility you need to stab, and you just miss.
Okay, so Felix rolls up, and like you see him like take this dagger out, and he tries to stab this wolf and completely misses, and just kind of in like, I'm trying to think of a good example. I don't know if you've ever seen like the scene in Saving Private Ryan where the guy's picking up his arm on the beach, and he kind of like does one of these. Like he goes like to pick up his arm, and he kind of like drops it, and then he like goes and he picks it up again. Like Boris walks up and he like tries to stab this wolf. He's just kind of like,
oh my god, I love
this. Give up.
Awesome.
And he disengages and just walks away.
But he acted it out, like kind of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. So you guys see all that awkwardness, and this wolf is still just like wiggling around.
So I disengage and move max. I think I have 20 feet left, so I try and get back away from the wolf.
Yeah. So you're away from it. It's still like wiggling around. Boris, you're standing in front of this thing now. You got ripped up a little bit, but this Holga, the kitchen steward, just erupted flames and just smoked 2 of them, and the one's just laying kind of right at your feet.
Okay. Probably at this point, through all the commotion and chaos, Boris would probably have drawn his mace which is incredibly mundane. Although he probably painted the edge, like the head of it black to make it look fancy. It's not. It's really boring. And he's going to take a swing at the wounded enemy.
Okay. Roll your attack.
Oh, good. Natural one.
All right. Yeah, so you I don't know if it's the extra lacquer on your mace that made it slip in your hand or what, but you just completely whiff. The wolf spins out of the way and jumps up on all fours. But Torgus, you have a shot before it attacks. Wait a minute, who had it off? It was Alex. It was Alex and Virgil,
Alexander
right?
Virgil.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Torgus, you have a shot at it. You're standing right there.
All right. Oh, these are big wolves. How big are the wolves?
They're normal wolf size. You know, like a big Siberian husky. They're not dire wolves or anything you could ride. They're wolves.
Oh, Boris, you don't look so good. Boris, are you okay? Oh, I don't know what to do.
No.
Oh,
Just do what you did to the cow, brother.
Rub your
Yeah.
assy nipples.
You don't know about the cow. Nobody knows about the cow. You can't talk about the cow. Oh, Boris. Oh, let me help you, Boris. You don't look so good. I used to be a priest. A long time ago, I was a good priest. I was one of the best. Let me help you. Let me help you, friend. So I cast Cure Wounds on Boris.
Nice.
What is that? I gotta look up the roll for that. I think it's like a 2D, 1D something.
Yeah, I gotta look up too. 1d8 plus your spellcasting modifier,
Okay. 1d8 plus my...
which is +1.
So 1d8 plus 1, we said?
Yep.
Okay. 4.
All right. Hey, that's actually a lot for a guy like that.
Yeah.
All right, Boris. So you get 4 hit points back.
Back to 100%.
So I touch Boris, and
Yeah, you did.
oh, feel bad. And but like the touch, when I touch you, I rub a little bit,
Jesus.
and I say, "Feel better, Boris. Feel better, Boris."
Thanks, Torgus.
Yes,
great.
yes. You're welcome. You're welcome.
All right. So, back to Holga. Holga, you've seen all this happen. Boris got attacked pretty violently. He's okay now. You expended your flaming hands. This one last wolf is almost dead in front of you.
Okay, so Holga has this giant wooden spoon that she keeps with her at all times. It's kind of like to stir things or, sometimes scratch her back. That kind of stuff. It's a utility spoon. So she takes the spoon out and she beats, she gives him a real big crack over the noggin with that spoon. And, let's see, 5 feet. I think it's 1d6.
Well,
Bludgeoning
roll your
damage?
attack. Roll your attack first. +1 to hit. Right?
Yeah. So.
Is that 9?
It is a 9.
Yeah, even though this thing's burnt and swirling around, you run up with this spoon and it manages to just sort of dive to the side, and your spoon doesn't hit it.
You mangy mutt.
I don't think you can do anything else, right?
No, just sit here, look ridiculous with my spoon.
All right, Felix. You saw Holga run up and miss with this spoon. This last wolf is just kind of sitting there in front of you. You walked away. You got away from it. You know, you kind of like squirreled away, but everybody's still, swinging at this thing. I don't know what you want to do.
Still holding that butcher knife, so he kind of looks down and just swings his dagger down.
All right, roll it.
Would you shut up, man?
Stop squealing.
Ugh, this wolf is following me. I don't. Ugh. That's how he swings. And let's see if he hits. 13.
13. You stab down, and it feels like that. Even though this thing's not moving around, the knife's not going to go through. But at the last second, it pierces through, and you just feel that almost like that release of it just going in, and you're just like, and then roll your damage.
It's a D4, I think. Yeah.
You ain't gonna take much.
4 damage.
And you just like, it's sort of like the tip of the dagger hits its skin, and you actually have to like push it through like slowly as it just kind of like goes in, and it stops twitching, and you like pull it back out, and the wolf is dead.
Then he puts his dagger back and just keeps walking.
Grab that, we'll make a soup out of it.
Oh.
So, the wolves that jumped towards the opening there are all dead. You do hear howling of wolves further in the distance, and they seem to be approaching, but like way more than 3. Let's take a couple minutes to just kind of converse amongst each other what you guys want to do. I got to grab a drink, and then we'll decide what you guys are going to do next. So you're at the wall. You're not exactly sure what happened, why there's a hole in the wall. You defended a couple wolves that were approaching, but now you have this big gaping hole in the defenses and have to decide what you guys want to do.
Oh,
Like-
Torgus is tired. Torgus wants to go back to bed.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I feel like we should leave this up to security. You know?
I have to make sure there's pudding and eggs tomorrow for everyone for breakfast and meat pies.
And wolf. Don't forget the wolf. Keep that up. Freeze dry it, make jerky out of it.
While you guys are bantering back and forth, Boris is going to look at Torgus and go, "Don't forget about our meeting."
Oh, Boris, whenever you would like to meet with me, let me know. I enjoy your company very much. You're very helpful for me.
Boris is going to get real close to Torgus and say, "Hey, whenever's good for you. I don't want Holga getting mad at you. We know she's a little bit off her rocker."
Holga doesn't control me.
I know. But sometimes it's easier to just keep the beast at an arm's length.
She is a wretched beast.
Boris isn't going to say anything. He's going to look at you and go, "Shh."
Yes, Boris, yes.
Olga is over by the wolf, scratching her back with a spoon and trying to figure out how to drag it back over to the abbey.
So weird.
Boris is going to start doing let's cut it out, Torgus.
I have so many toenails to cut. I must go back to bed.
It's fine. It's fine. We'll do that tomorrow at your session.
I love the your mannerisms on camera.
Always rubbing your nipples. I love
It's
it.
very uneasy for everyone. It's uneasy for me. It's very uneasy. It's just
Hang on,
Yeah,
I'm
just all the
roll a D10
touching
here.
and- oh man.
Let's see.
Very disturbing.
Hey, Will, you ever think about getting that LASIK?
Me?
Yeah.
LASIK?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shut up.
You got to be careful.
You
They
paid for
usually
that. You paid for the insurance thing, right?
Yeah.
Good.
You mean like the unlimited touch-ups?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They red pill you when you get that done.
Oh.
Even though we're outside, it starts to smell like someone farted in the little area we're in.
I blame Alexander.
Did you guys see I added the explosion to the Abbey? Did you see that happen? No one kind
I
of
love it.
on the picture.
The smoke.
The smoke.
Yeah,
went up.
give them the smoke.
Nice.
Yeah.
Smoke right to get 'em.
All right. Does anybody else want to do anything at the site of the explosion? The wolves are starting to seem to be moving in from the horizon. You've defended a couple that were right there. There's still a gaping hole there. It's sort of midday. A couple people peeled off to go into town and make sure everybody else is okay. Any other conversation you guys want to have or anything? If not, I'll move on.
I just mentioned to Alexander that I like our game plan is to wake everybody up, right, and warn them.
So, Dan, are there like craftsmen around here?
Yeah, so everybody's awake. The explosion was like 9/11 to New York City, right? Like it was like everybody's out and like, holy shit, what the fuck had just happened? So yeah, I mean, if you are looking for like craftsmen, it's not, there's not many people left, but go ahead and
I have some material from mending the fence today. You know, we can pull some of that material out and maybe at least bolster the wall somewhat. But I'm gonna need some help.
But would we have like carpenters? Would we have like anybody who could do anything? Like,
yeah,
Can
go
help
ahead.
them.
and I would know them.
Right. Let's say most of the craftsman type people would have been left back. Make a make a persuasion check. That you're just you're walking around. You're taught people are freaked out in town. You're trying to find somebody that's got the balls to come and help you repair the wall, and nobody knows what the hell's going on. So make a persuasion check.
And that's your charisma, right?
Charisma. Yep.
That's going to be -1. Oh, Christ.
When you start like limping towards everybody, screaming about what's going on, people start freaking out and running from you. They don't know what's going on. They don't know why you're yelling at everybody. People start going back into their homes, which may or may not be the best thing, but you don't find anybody that can help.
So I look at Virgil and I just say, "Hey, Virgil, you think you can like rustle up a wagon or something and some wood and whatever other materials you might have access to?"
Yeah, I got some carts and tool shed.
All right, lead on. We gotta cover that hole.
Order. Got some stone.
30 caliber, 40 caliber, whatever it takes.
Did I go like warn Sister them nuns and stuff to be safe? I heard wolves. And
Yeah, we should get everybody in there.
I heard the wolves. I swear. I think someone's.
I heard a wolf.
Are they coming in here?
As you're looking around and as you guys are trying to find somebody to repair the hole, you suddenly hear, you're thinking nothing could get any worse today, right? Unfortunately, it can. So you hear this sudden commotion, all of you, at the front gate. So anyone that's near the gates of the Abbey, some of you are, I don't know who. you see this like one solo horse kind of speeding through. Right away, you get that it's the horse of it's one of the horses that left on the raid towards Castle Ravenloft. And steering the horse is Bishop Markovia's like attendant, I guess. Like it's her like I'll show a picture that I came up with. But it's one of her like sort of ladies in waiting or whatever you would call it, like her first knights, so to speak, that are like her direct guards. And this woman she's bloodied. Her eyes are just wide-eyed with fear. She's racing this beat-up horse. There's arrows sticking out of it. She looks all fucked up, and there's a bundle on the back. There's like something draped across the back. And whoever sees this quickly realizes that it is a body, and you guys are fearing for the worst. So whoever's in the vicinity, and I'm assuming all of you, unless someone tells me you're doing something otherwise, but you all run towards the horse and see that, unfortunately, it is, in fact, Bishop Markovia sort of draped across the back. You surround this horse. The woman who's riding it kind of stops, almost like completely exhausted, doesn't even say anything, as you guys all circle around Markovia. Her eyes are so glazed over and she's so bloody. You can tell Boris, you can tell Torgus, you can tell with your medical kind of background, this is somebody that's having their last breaths. There is no way she's going to survive. So her eyes aren't even really looking at you guys, and her breath is barely a whisper, but she takes the holy symbol that she had showed everybody during the feast, and she presses it into your hands, Torgus. And she hands it to you. She looks up at you, and she says, You must hide the holy symbol in the Abbey's fields, under the watchful eye of the Scarecrow. Trust me, this is the most important thing you can do to help the Abbey, Kresk, and all of Barovia. The whole thing was a setup. The Dark Lord, now she's kind of talking to everybody. The Dark Lord knew every move. He was ready for us. It all seems to have been orchestrated to get this artifact away from us. Thank the Morning Lord, we were able to escape. You must keep it safe at any cost. And as she just ekes out those last couple words, you can see the life drain from her body. The wolves that you heard earlier, or that you detected in the distance, almost in unison, suddenly surrounding all the Abbey, start howling, almost like you would hear a pack of coyotes that were like signaling that there was a kill, to kind of like, that there was a meal to kind of come around. So this like hooting and hollering from all the wolves. And then there's always little bats or something kind of in the around, but suddenly you notice a concentration of bats starting to circle, like a wide circle around the whole perimeter of the Abbey as they start to grow, and more bats start to join this like parade. Then her attendant woman here, I did share this, right? No, I didn't share this, but that's what she looks like for whatever that's worth. She explains kind of what happened. She says, it sounds like the forces of darkness are approaching quickly. She explains kind of what happened. And she says, we launched the raid and everything went well. The meal that they had before was so good. Everybody, morale was high. We were able to breach the castle. Unfortunately, on the way to Castle Ravenloft, several archers encountered some kind of food poisoning. We don't know if the dishes weren't completely clean, or they had some bacteria on them or something. We don't know what happened, but they had to hang back. And so when some scouts spotted these suspicious bats flying around, we didn't have any archers available to take them out. So we're afraid that those bats reported some intel back to Ravenloft, and Strahd had more time to prepare for the assault. But because of the quality of the steak was so good, her top soldiers and everything were able to carve their way through a pack of vampire thrall. And Markovia was holding this holy symbol high and just blasting bolts of like sunlight across the bridge and just pounded our way through. And because the stew was so good, the quality of the vegetables and the turnips and everything, Markovia was able to cast these blessings on her way there. And as they crossed the bridge into the castle, these creatures of the night tried to like snap and bite at the soldiers, but they were able to get through without any issue because of this blessing. And because Marcel was convinced to join the raid, he didn't stand back and he wasn't afraid to leave. It was because of him and his just strength and girth. He single-handedly wielded a battering ram and blasted through the front gates of Castle Ravenloft, which let the forces into the foyer. But ultimately, it was an overwhelming amount of just numbers of Strahd's army within the castle. They knew we were coming, and we had to retreat. We lost almost everybody. We were fortunately able to get Bishop Markovia out of here as she looks down at the now dead Markovia and just starts crying. But Torgus, you have the holy symbol of Ravenkind in your hand.
Oh, thank you.
While all this is happening, Boris would, even if it's a worthless effort, he would have tried to cast Cure Wounds on Lady Markovia.
Okay. Go ahead and roll the heal.
I don't know. How does Cure Wounds work? I don't even know.
It's 1d8 plus your spellcasting modifier.
That's it? 1d8?
Yep.
I turned the game off, Sal.
That's on d8.
Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad.
7. Yeah, I'm sorry. So what was my modifier? I rolled 7.
Was it your wisdom we said, Dan, plus your wisdom?
Yep.
So that should be an 8.
Okay. Yep. So you're able to invoke this divine magic, and she starts to glow a little bit. And you see some color come back to her skin. But then once the magic fades, she goes back pale again. Meaning that her hit points were so reduced below 0 that even that amount of healing didn't bring her back to consciousness.
All right, at that point, Boris, realizing that his spell didn't work, even though maybe he realized the inevitable, he's gonna kind of like grab her by the chest plate and like pull her closer to him and kind of slap her face and scream a bunch of words like, "You can't leave us here. Everybody needs you. Now's not your time."
After like a couple of attempts at that, her attendant like kind of grabs her hand and puts her own head down and goes, "She's gone."
When the attendant says that, you see Alexander kind of slump to the ground, and just like tears start streaming down his face, and he just looks completely beside himself.
All right, so Alexander gets inspiration. Bishop Markovia passes, and you all suddenly hear a knocking at the gate, a yelling, somebody's shouting, "Help! Help! Let me in!"
Torgus takes the thing. And he goes, "Oh, I can't go over there. I have to leave. Oh, the bishop, they left this with me. I have to go take care of this and make sure it's hidden in a good spot and it's very safe."
Yeah, we're not supposed to be inviting anybody in.
Alexander will get up and just mutter under his breath, "This whole day is rat fucked." And start kind of shambling over to the gate. And his injuries seem worse now. He's clutching at his side.
One second here.
Felix says, "Who's at the gate? Who's there?"
Do you want to go look at the gate?
I'm heading over to the gate.
You're heading over to the gate? Okay.
I'm looking for the scarecrow.
Wait a minute. So I'm sorry, I'm drinking too much. What did you just say, Matt? Why are you doing that? Did I explain?
They left me with the disc thing.
And did she explain it to you? Did I read the whole thing to you?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
it's
you
like
did.
a relic against
Planted in the field.
planted in
under
the field by the scarecrow. I want to look for the scarecrow.
Thank you. I didn't know if I read that or I read it in my head. So
Yeah.
you got that. Okay. So who goes to the gate?
I'm going.
All right.
Big-
What are you
Big
doing?
Al.
Torgus?
I want
oh.
to check it out. I want to see what the commotion is.
Okay. And Matt, you're not going to the gate. You're
No,
chilling back.
I'm looking for the scarecrow.
Okay.
Torgus, you want a hand? I'll grab I grab a shovel and
Yeah, could you help me? What's the name of your pitchfork? What is it? What's the name of it?
Four times.
time with me too.
Yeah, take 4 time. We could go look for the Let's go look for the scarecrow. I'd like to find the scarecrow. Can we find the scarecrow?
All right. So Torgus
I
and
have an
Virgil.
idea, right? Where it might be, right, Dan?
You know exactly where a scarecrow is. At least a set of them in the gardens where you work. So it's your assumption if that's the right one.
I'm gonna take him right there. I'm gonna go right there, and I'm like, I think I know where this belongs.
Oh, Virgil, I must run to my room really quick before we go. Can we run to my room really quick? It will take not but 45 seconds.
Let's get this thing in the ground, and then you can go to your room and do whatever the hell you want.
But there's something I must. But there's something I must bring with me before I do this holy and sacred act. I must do this.
What exactly you gonna go get?
Okay. Yes. So I have an important jar, a very important jar that I must bury with this artifact. It is very important.
You go get your jar. You give me that medallions, and I'll go bury it. And you come back with your jar, and I'll get buried.
Okay. I'm gonna go get the jar. Okay.
Give me that medallion then.
All right. Yeah, you say that very creepily. I don't like what you say it. The way you say that, I don't like
I'm
it.
sorry. I don't mean to be rude. Can I please have that medallion, and I'll put it in the ground, and then we'll get that jar in there too.
Virgil, why don't you come with me? Let's take a walk.
I'm a little afraid right now.
No. Come with me, friend.
Could you maybe move it back just half a red hair for me, would you? Just
Okay, I'll be back. Here, hold the medallion. I'll be back.
all right. And I'm gonna beeline towards that thing and start to bury.
Okay, so who's the medallion? All right, you have the
Virgil.
medallion. You're running towards where you know there to be a scarecrow, and Torgus, you're running up to your room to grab a jar.
Yes.
Okay. All right, let you guys do that. And so the other 4 of you are at the gate, and you hear this banging on the gate, and someone's screaming frantically.
Let me out of here!
So how close are we to the gate? Who do we?
You
can we
just
see
run to the
this?
gate.
Okay,
Yeah, if somebody goes to the gate.
Do we have like a tower thing that I could look over the wall? Is there a murder hole?
There's these 2 little like turret type of things on both sides. So there's, I mean, it's a gate, like it's a like a turnpike gate to get into a thing. I mean, it's not like you can see right through it if you ran out. But there's two little like outposts that you can go into if you're concerned. But there's a person screaming at the gate.
So I'm gonna run. Boris is gonna run to the gate. I mean, who does he see at the gate?
Who he sees, if anyone is familiar with the person, is this traveling merchant. His name is Hark Metis. Some of you know him. He's around all the time. He comes to the gate. He delivers things. He's a merchant. He is wide-eyed in terror, and he's running up to the other four of you, I guess. Who's there?
I'm there.
All right, so Boris, Felix, Alexander, and Holga are at the gate. And he's inexplicably standing outside of the gate, and he's like, there's wolves everywhere. They've chased me up here. You gotta let me in. Can I come in?
What's his name?
His name is, he's the merchant that like frequently brings goods from outside of Kresk. His name is Hark Metis. You know what? For those, some of you know him, so I'm gonna unveil his stuff in case he's familiar.
Okay, so he's been in Crest before.
He's a wine guy, right?
No, he's not a wine guy. He's the merchant. He brings any goods that Kresk doesn't produce themselves and trades. So he trades for turnips and rabbits and beef, and he brings other stuff.
So when he says to let him in, you know, I'm kind of like the head of security, and I don't know this guy. So I look to the people that are with us, and I say, can anyone vouch for this guy? Because the bishop said not to let anybody in, and I'm not liking the situation. Can any of you vouch for him?
Does he hear you say this? Are you whispering it, or?
I'm gonna kind of whisper it. Like I'm gonna kind of like go like this.
Sorry, Amber.
No, that's all right.
Yeah, I don't know if I know him or not. Yeah, I don't know if I know.
Holga would be super insistent on him getting in because he would probably trade with her for like kitchen ingredients.
So when all this unfolds, Boris would probably pull Alexander aside, even though they've had their head-butting issues lately, and Boris would be like, Alex, this is Hark. I mean, he's in and out of here normally. I mean, I know this is a little bit. This situation's a little weird, but it's Hark. How do we not let him in?
Can I want to ask a question out of character. We know about Strahd? Like the people in this town know about Strahd? And
everybody knows about every child, man, woman, and child knows about Strahd.
And we know what he is?
It's like you guys all live in like, Soviet Russia in the Cold War, and
And we know about the V word?
Yep.
Okay. So I look at Boris and I'm like, it's just weird for him to show up now when there's a lot of shit going on. And I'm concerned that he might not be himself. So is there a way that we can test that he's not compromised?
Maybe there's a way we can figure that out. But the way I'm looking at it is, this is Hark. This dude is like the least threatening person we've ever met. Maybe we just bring him in, and then maybe we just keep things low key and talk to him, see how it goes. I think he's more so. I think, if I had to guess, it seems like he was maybe just on his roots and showed up here, and there's just wolves everywhere on the exterior, and he's freaking out. And given our relationship with him, I would like to not jeopardize that because of a random wolf sighting. It's hard enough for us to get drinks and spirits around here, so I'd like to not jeopardize that over a freak incident.
But the bishop's dead, and all of our forces are dead, and the forests around us are overrun with wolves. How would he have even gotten here?
I don't know. I mean, sometimes that's just the way the schedules work. I mean, it might just be he was on his way here and things didn't align for him, so I don't know. How would you feel if we just said, sorry, Hark, you're gonna have to stay outside the walls while we listen to him get mauled?
Arc buddy, there's a hole around the side.
So I'm gonna look at Hark and can I see what he's wearing?
He looks kind of like the picture I shared. So he looks like a merchant type of guy, you know, nicer kind of stuff and fancy.
How's his coloring look? Like, is he pale right now? Is he flush?
Make a perception check. Which is wisdom. Well, modifier. You have no idea. You're like, you know, he could be. He looks normalish to you.
Can I use my inspiration on this?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just because I had enough of the bad rolls. It's gonna be a waste, but whatever. Yeah, it's a waste. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, he looks terrified. I mean, he looks white. You don't know if that's because he's terrified or because he's like a, you know, undead. But he looks.
Okay.
He looks.
So yeah. I'm gonna look at the rest of these characters and I'm gonna just be like, all right, you guys vouch for this guy?
I mean, I will. Now, as a side note, out of character, for anybody that knows Boris, he's sitting there going, but this guy has my wine, so I need my booze. So
he's not the wine. He's not the wine. No, technically, he's not the wine guy. He is the everything else but wine guy. You got some of you know that there is a wine delivery guy by the name of Ellis, who comes frequently from the south, where you guys understand there to be a winery. So this is just to call it out technically, Adam, just so you understand. Okay. There's a wine dude, and then this is the guy that's like general goods, usually kind of.
We only have a few people that come around here that sell us things that I want.
There you go.
That's
better.
Okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna open the gate, and I'm gonna tell everybody, take like 4 steps back from the gate. I don't want anyone here saying a word. And I open the gate, and I look at Hark.
I missed a couple seconds while I was switching headphones. What did you say at the end there?
So I just I tell everybody, all right, you vouch for this guy. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna open the gate. I don't want anybody here to say a word. And I just open the gate, and I just look at Hark. I don't say anything.
And he gets like, he has this relieved look as you open the gate, and he takes a half step forward, and he says, are you gonna invite me in? Is it okay that I come in?
Absolutely not.
Oh, he looks super offended as he folds his arms, and he goes, "There's wolves behind me. You guys aren't gonna help."
Boris is gonna walk up and just lightly slap Alexander in the face.
Uh-oh. This is it. Here we go.
Yes.
This is it.
The spat's going on. He's gonna walk up, look at Alexander like, I cannot believe what you're saying and everything that's going on right now. He's going to give him a little backhand on his cheek. Not even to inflict pain, but more like to put him in his place. And he's going to go, Hark, please come in. This is ridiculous. We need to get this hole patched up as soon as possible. Alexander is off his rocker.
He got red pilled.
Yeah, no doubt.
I just look at Boris and I say, "You just damned us all."
I'll remember that at your next session.
all right, I'm sorry. So Boris, you said what?
Baron Metis, please come in.
Oh no.
So the merchant, when Boris suddenly says, "Baron Metis, please come in," he smirks. He smiles real wide as you guys see fangs pop out, and he bows, and he bursts into the gate, and he starts fucking murdering people left and right, and he starts flashing around. You guys almost can't even react as this vampire starts taking out commoners left and right.
That's the day the music died.
And
That's it.
you know what? I don't want to rush this last part, so I'm going to end the session there. And we'll pick up the next session we'll finish this off. I'll do the recap, and we'll segue it back into the main campaign. So
That's how Crest fell. That's how Crest fell.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Let's see. I don't know. We'll see.
It depends on what you do. But Boris says, Baron Metis, please come in. The merchant, who some of you have known for years and months, suddenly bows, smiles, fangs pop out, and he bursts into the abbey. And you guys will have to see what you can do. I will say, Torgus, you feel this warmth sort of emanating out of the symbol that you're clinging onto.
Virgil has it. I don't have it.
Virgil. You feel that as you, like, suddenly you Virgil and Torgus are not seeing this. So in character, you guys are away from this scene, but inexplicably, Virgil, you feel like the medallion suddenly get warm. Like it goes from like cold, like you picked it up off a shelf, to like body heat kind of warm.
Now I'm running to my room to get my jar.
Yeah, and Virgil's sort of waiting for you. Kind of, he's heading towards the place where he wants to hide this thing, and you're supposed to catch up with him.
Yeah.
Yep. But the other four of you now have Baron Metis, the vampire, I guess, to deal with. I didn't want to rush it at the end here, so we'll probably have a half hour or whatever to kind of wrap up this next time, and then we'll go back into the main campaign.
The music was like very perfect. It was very ominous, like with it feels like the last days of Kresk. I don't know that that's what's happening, but like just from what I'm gathering, it's like, very fun, very well played.
We'll see how we played it. You guys that was hilarious. I mean, this was all like you guys kind of role playing things, so I kind of just set it up where you guys could just run with it. And I thought it was a riot.
I'll never get those roles again.
How can you blame this guy for killing?
Oh.
Come on.
He got our plates clean though.
He's a good dishwasher.
All right,
So
I'm
do all
gonna.
the vampire tropes hold true in D&D? Like, they don't like maybe garlic? Is that a thing?
Hey, we'll see what happens.
Vampire diaries, and they have to be invited in.
Yeah.
That part was true.
All right, I'm gonna end the stream.
Thank you, all of our viewers. We couldn't do without you.
Thanks, guys.